There we go. Okay, now we have sound. Sorry. There's always something. It's always something. Every time I start, something is broken. It's really crazy. It looks good now. I hope so. Looks good now. Hi. Hi, everybody. Sorry for the late start today. I was a little bit unsure if I should do the stream because I was like, the video yesterday didn't interest too many people, but I kind of want to do that today. And then I tried to find another topic. And then I thought like, I don't know. It's my channel. If a little bit less people watch today, then okay, it is what it is. Let's see. So let's see. Hi Obadiah. Hi Gary. Hi Imagination. Hi Olga. Thanks for joining. Hi Divine. Thanks for joining. Hi Marlon. Thanks for joining. Who else is here? Hi Daniel. Thank you for supporting my channel. Hi Solo. Thanks for joining. And then who else? James is also here. Hi. So let's see. I'm going to do that stuff that I did yesterday in the video. And we can experiment with that. We can find some stuff. I think it's interesting. Maybe we can dive deeper with that. Maybe the title yesterday was just not interesting enough. I don't know. But let me switch over. Bloop. There we go. Okay, cool. My button works. Also, this button should work. Yeah, there we go. Subscribe. Very cool. Okay, cool. So that works. Hi, Daniel. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Okay, so the thing we're doing is to just like play around with photos. Oh, that didn't work at all. Why didn't that work? What is wrong here? Oh, I have to... No, wait. This is the input image. This is the style image. Why didn't that work? Interesting. I just let that render so I have something, so the model is loaded. 1 second. Okay, this is too low. This is too low, my friends. 0.95, so now we should get an image that is pretty good. This is turned on, this is turned on. There we go, very nice. Look at that. I don't know, like I personally, I find that amazing. Even though the face looks kind of different, it's not the exact same face. For me, this is very impressive because in the past, you would like either be like so much work to set up the studio to make a photo like that. And I wouldn't even know how to set up the studio. I tried it, but it's really complex. Whoops, sorry. And here you just press a button and you have these kind of amazing effects. And then of course also you need the model, you need the makeup and stuff like that. So now you can just do it like this. That is pretty impressive, I would say. From my point of view, this is really mind-blowing. Can run all 5 each on ComfyUI screen, even with plenty of CPU GPU bandwidth. What? I can't run 5 on each. What do you mean 5 on each? Oh, I have a rather question. Maybe you can solve how open multiple instances of Python for multiple GPUs. Like I can set command line for. No, the problem with that is you have to load the model, and as far as I know, the model is going to be in the RAM of your graphics card. So if you don't have like a massive graphics card with like tons of VRAM, it can't have all of the models loaded at the same time. You can have multiple graphics cards. There's kind of this like swarm UI that should be able to do that, but I didn't really I didn't really do much with that, you know. So I don't know, but because I only have 1 graphics card. I actually have 2 graphics cards because I have a computer and a laptop, but I didn't really see a necessity in that. So anyways, we are here on Pinterest, which is a good source for art. And there we can try different art styles, for example, today. And then I want to also adjust it. Like this, for example, is pretty cool. Let's see if we can apply that. This is a JPEG, so it's pretty cool. Here we have the live input. So I just pop this in here. And then, because actually we don't really need so much of a prompt down here, because most of the stuff is coming from here and then from here with the depth map. So if let's try by removing most of the prompt. Let's see, like this, and then I render that. Can see the green bar moving. I'm happy they added the green bar. You stopped crypto mining. Oh, interesting. Oh, holy crap. Wow, that is a good result. I did not expect that. It's not exactly the same style, but wow, okay. That's massive. I mean, the hair is there. It's kind of the facial structures. You can see it's not exactly the same woman. Like the lips are a little bit different. The lips are kind of sticking more to the look of the model is trained on. This kind of like bend in the middle, you know, stuff like that. But wow, that is really good. That is surprisingly good. And this, by the way, this is why I like ComfyUI, because you can just like have all the boxes you need where you need them. Like, for example, if I would decide I want to have this denoise setting over here, I can just like link to that over here. We can actually do that right now. So a full number is called an integer, and the number with points behind it is called a float. So this is a float, so I can set this here. I can rename that. Title, let's say, for example, denoise, like that. And then I can go over here, right click, and say I want to have the denoise as an input. So now it's an input. And now, one second, I can connect this over here. And now it's using this value here, right? So now I can even make this smaller, so it's like this. And when I zoom in, I can use my full screen. I can use my full screen as a preview. Wait, we have to make this group a little bit smaller because the edges are so wide. I can't move the stuff correctly. One second, let me move this over here a little bit. And then bring this closer. There we go, now it's better. Okay, one second. So now this is our denoise. So you can see if now I set this to 0.5, the image is not going to use most of the look because it's using most of the image. Hey, Triple Up Monkey, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. He's one of the mods in our Discord. You see, I mean, it's still pretty cool. It's still kind of a painting style, but it's not this kind of blue style, right? So by that, you can really, really customize your UI. And I wish more people would understand that, but I don't know. I really personally see the future of AI in these kind of tools where you have much more control and build your own interfaces. You know, like not for customers, of course, but for professionals, if you actually want to do something with it. So now we have 0.85 because, like, as you know, like every artistic process, if you really want to do it, is very, very complex. And yeah, this is just like, but you learn over time. It's not complex to you. It's complex to the people outside. You know, they look at who look at that stuff. We can use multiple GPUs now for tiling and multi-gen. It's more than I can explain a small YouTube video. Oh, you can use multiple GPUs for tiling. Interesting. In what software though? In what software can you use multiple GPUs for tiling? In any software? Is it up to the tool, the extension, or is it up to the UI? How does this done? Regarding view count, actually there was no reminder for the live stream. I was unsure if I would do the live stream. And then if I have a laptop and then maybe another laptop or something, there's a networking node set. Oh, interesting. I have to look into that. That's interesting. So you can use multiple. That's very nice. By the way, let me try here with different words in the the prompt. How would you say abstract white brush strokes? What else could we say? Let's leave it like that and just render again and see if this makes any change to the image. Not so much. Interesting. What happens if I set this to 1? Is it then more the style or not? No. You see, that is one of the problems of AI, is AI can't create what it doesn't know. And that is like, of course, you can now train the model. If you have that style, you have multiple image of that style. You can train a LoRa. You can also train kind of a LoRa with just one image, that's possible. But if the model itself doesn't know how these brush strokes look, it can't do it, which is a little bit strange, at least. It would be interesting to see if we use this as an input, if this would get closer, but I doubt it. I don't think that would happen. Let's try this real quick. Let me find where I have my input here. Output, not input. There we go. Let's use this as the input and see what we get from that. So it's kind of looping, basically. No, because yeah, it doesn't know this kind of style, so it can't do it. Interesting. Even though, and that's the interesting part here, my IP adapter is at 1.25 and still it can't do it. The licensing of ComfyUI means anyone can fork it without any issue, as far as I know. Yes, you can just make a copy and then just host it. If you change something, if you release it, as far as I know, if you release ComfyUI, you have to do it under the same license, so you can't release it as a commercial product. But of course, if you put it on your server and then you sell the GPU time, you don't sell the UI, you can make money from that. And most services online use ComfyUI because you can build like very specific workflows, right? Certainly he can accept it from the main. Who are we talking about? I think someone for ComfyUI for native support. He didn't seem super happy about a merge. Stable Diffusion 3? Can't wait to train this thing. It looks pretty good. I thought like SD3 would be it would be further along. Like it's nice how it's what it's doing, but from the prompts that I tested, it didn't really like massively outperform stable SDXL, you know. So that was surprising, especially if it's less trained on artistic styles. The problem is if it can recreate stuff, you know, because if you can't use copyrighted images, basically, even in a legal way, if they don't want to use copyrighted images, even in a legal way, the problem is like, how do you get these kind of images, right? I don't know. Either it is kind of difficult, you know. As far as I know, there is no official release date for SD3. Emad said on Twitter or on Reddit it's going to be in a couple of days, but as far as I know, he didn't really specify. And also, I mean, he isn't part of the company anymore. He not retired, but he like wanted to do his own thing. So the question is if we if he has any influence on that anymore. Let's see. Portrait art. Oh, wait, photography. Let's see what we can get from that. Oh, that's nice. That's a cool image. But that would be... I mean, that might be interesting to test. Let's try this. Let's try this. I want to see if I use this input. Wait, we have to go back to my input. There we go. If I no, that's the wrong one. If I use this on an input and then just add random stuff to the image, if that would take or not. That might be very interesting to see. Let's copy her layer, duplicate, and then, oh no, wait a second. We probably want to select her first. There's a selection brush. Okay, 1 second. This software is called Affinity Photo for everybody who wants to know. And it's a one-time purchase, which makes it more affordable than Photoshop. It's also easier from the UI to understand. That's a huge benefit. Because it has less functionality, it's easier to understand. And I would say that the only big downside is they never adjusted to using AI. So they don't have any AI functionality in there, which is funny because I spoke with the founder shortly before the start of like the AI craze and said, you really, really need to do that. And yeah, they didn't. So now, well, they don't have that. And everybody else has. But yeah, it's still a good software. Where was the split? 1 second. Where's the split? Ah, on the forehead. That makes sense, yes. Okay, so let's split the head here. Bloop. And then we delete this. Beep. So, okay. Pull the head up like that. Okay, and now I make a second layer. Maybe I make 2 layers. No, well, let's just make 1 layer. Let's not go too crazy here. Okay, let's go like this. And then we have wet edges. That's not good. Okay, so let's put some stuff here. And then maybe go here with bright blue and put some stuff here. And maybe, what else is a good differentiating color? Maybe white. But white is not good for AI. So maybe let's make this a little bit of a gray value. 1 moment, give me a second here. There we go. Brighter gray, like that. And then, I don't know, different blue. Put a different blue down here. Okay, let's see what this is giving us if we do it like that. I want to see if that actually works. Let's call this new 1. 1 second, I'm going to look at the chat in a moment. We have to zoom out a little bit. Okay. AI artistic portrait. With comic characters. Let's see if this does anything. 1 second. I have the denoise at 0 point something. Let's set it to 0.95 again. Oh, okay. That's a little bit strange. Krisa has it because open source and it's all just done by... yes, Krisa is an open source project, which is pretty amazing. That is actually pretty nice. Can you see that? Is that visible? The text box is very big though. Let me adjust this a little bit. 1 second. Let me adjust this so you see more of the image and less of the text box, because I think that's not that important. Now I can read it. I'm not sure if you can still read it. And then we just make the images bigger so you see more of that. Make them as big as possible. 1 moment. Oh. And this is the style input. Maybe we can leave the style input a little bit smaller. It's not that important. Or what do you think? I think that's okay, right? So now we have adjusted this in a different way. Interesting. I mean, it does work. We could probably have more cartoon characters, yes. Characters. Let's go. Out of the head. Yeah, I think my shapes are a little bit too abstract to get something nice out of that. We could put some noise on that though. 1 second, let me make a new layer here. And then we fill that layer. Where's the fill tool? Okay, 1 second. Let's just paint this. Filters, noise, add noise. Make it really extreme. Monochromatic. Should have made it in gray. That would have made more sense. Let's desaturate that. And then we put this to overlay and make it less strong. Like this. And maybe that is working better. Let's see. New 2. Now I don't have the load button. 1 second. Okay. Let's write cats. Maybe we can do more with the cats. I mean, this is not specifically made for this kind of thing. But we can delete that layer. And then maybe I should take a little bit more care about drawing something nicer. Maybe something in blue. There we go. Export. I haven't tried anything like that before, so this might not specifically work right now. Oh, okay. Interesting. It did do some cats though. Let me, for 1 second, let me turn off the control net and see if that has a bad influence, because sometimes control net is not the best. Ah, okay. So that works a lot better. So probably we want to lower the impact of control net. Let's make this 0.7 maybe. See what this does. Maybe just a darker color in the back. Ah, yeah, maybe. Ah, you see? So this is now more cat characters in here. We can also lower maybe the impact of the control net. So we have to, like, a lot of that is like experimentation. Like the videos, the images I showed you yesterday was also like, I think I played around an hour with that stuff. Interesting. Head split in two. Do you think that's the AI know what I mean with that? Yes, the AI knows what I mean with that. Interesting. I find it interesting how different AIs react differently to what you do. UIs, sorry, not UIs, not AIs. Interesting. So that the control net is off right now? We set this lower, but I don't think making it lower will improve anything. Might be. Oh. Actually improved a little bit. Interesting. Let's go with 0.5. Laugh child workflow? What is laugh child workflow? Oh, laugh child. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Laugh child workflow. Interesting idea. If we get one with a split head, I can maybe load this over to the other one. Is that a split head? Not really, right? Still tries to connect. It makes some eyebrows up here, which is kind of funny that that is happening. Oh, okay. Does some really strange stuff. Let me go lower here, 0.65. Because I want to get one version where we have some cat-like creatures and then also some split head. Nope, a little bit more. No. That's kind of good. Let's save this. Put it in here. And then I load it over here as the new input. And let's see what that does. Maybe the input of that is just too abstract for the AI. I don't know. Or maybe the API adapter doesn't really want to help us with that. No, doesn't really. That's kind of cool. Let's save this. Load this here. One more time. No. Look like hippies, yeah. No, it's not picking up on that. It was worth a try though. Let's go back to the original, and then we can also start like to play around with the original image, but this is kind of like too complex right now to get that running. It's just like that's just kind of the limitations of AI. This might also be interesting if you only render half of the face, maybe. That might be interesting. Let's see. Let's set this higher again. 9.5. This is the denoise. Pop art. Yeah, pop art. Oh, in the prompt, maybe I should have put more words in the prompt, right? I forgot to change the prompt. Sorry. 1 second. But that's interesting. That's nice. Okay, so now what happens if I take that image? Let's delete all of that. Bring that back. What happens if I paint half of that white? Will it create that kind of style or not? Let's see. If I use all of that and just paint it like this. And then we make the opacity lower over here. Bigger brush, softer brush, and then I paint this part here out. So it's kind of fading into the background. So let's see. This might confuse the depth map, but I don't think we're using the depth map right now anyways. New 4. What does the chat say? Can you wrap? Can you warp? Warp in this tool? What do you mean by warp? You mean mirror? You warp the top and the bottom and paint in the other side. What do you mean by warp? I'm not sure what you mean by warp. Okay, let's see what this does. If we get this kind of fading effect like over here. No, it is not working. Unfinished painting. Let's try it like this. No, it doesn't do it. Interesting. I did not expect that. It's now at a white background, so that's cool. Wait a second. Maybe if we have to include... Oh, depth map is in there. Let's set this to 1. That is so strange. I would have completely expected that this will actually apply the same style and not finish the image. No, it does not do that. That is very interesting. Huh. Well, there you go. That's the limitations of AI for you. If you have an idea on how to make this better, let me know. Interesting. I just had an idea. 1 second. This is not portrait right now. I just want to try this real quick. Sci-fi building. If this can finish stuff for us. I mean, this is kind of cool. If this can finish stuff for us, maybe we can use it to create more of the same thing. That might be really interesting. 1 second. Let's paint this out. And then let's paint in kind of a structure here. Let's go with kind of like a base structure. And then let's add some additional stuff. Let's make it a gray blue, a little bit darker. Okay. Can it do that? Should we use a gray? A noise on that? Let's see without noise. Let's first try without noise and then let's see what it does with noise. That would be so interesting if that works. Concept art of a sci-fi building. Very different from portrait, but I want to see if it can do that. If it can finish the building for me. Not so much. Ah, wait, maybe we have to turn off the depth map in this case. Round shapes. Let's set the denoise a little bit lower, 0.9. I mean, it's a good start. That's pretty amazing. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's pretty amazing. It's also a challenge to do architecture if the input lines aren't sharp. I would use a pen tool. Maybe. Maybe also scribble input or something for the, let's go with 0.85 for the denoise. Round rectangle shapes. Probably down to the prompt. We could put in a VD14 to analyze the image. Let's try this real quick. I want to see if that works. Sorry, this is a little bit of an excursion from what we actually wanted to do, but it's still interesting. Let's put in here a VD14. Okay, this is like tagging the image. And then we need a string function that adds two strings together. So we want to have the A input and the B input. The A input is going to be this, the B input is going to be this. And then we set this into, wait, I make a reroute here so I don't have to like reach over there when it doesn't work. So this is going to go into our, oh, it has to go into the clip input. 1 second. Oh, where's the clip? Up here. There we go. Boop. Okay. So now this should read the image. Look at that. It's checking out the image and creating a text for me. And then the text is added as the second part over here. Takes a little bit. There we go. Concept art of a sci-fi building, round or rectangle shapes is what I wrote. And then white background, outdoors, tree, no humans, window, grass, building, scenery, door, cable, house, power lines, industrial pipe, radio antenna, air conditioner. So this is what we got from the VD14. Yeah, that didn't really take on that. Do you have to put some more lines in here maybe? Maybe you're right. It's a little bit too abstract. Go a little bit higher here. Probably doesn't know what I mean by round rectangle shapes. What does the chat say? If you give it a blobby shape against a white background, it takes a lot of noise to not get that. Ah, oh, that is pretty good. That is very nice. Interesting. But you're right. We said, I said we're going to use a noise layer. So let's do that. Let's make this in a darker gray. There we go. Noise, add noise, full strength. We go to overlay. We set this to a lower value. Well, let's stick with 50%. Feels about right. Let's push this out. New 6. No, we already have that. New 6. There we go. Okay. Let's get here from the input and see what we get from this. More noise might give us more details. Ooh. Okay. Okay. That's pretty nice. Huh. It has like, it adds so much detail though. Let me set this to 1 and see what I get if I have, 1. If I have no image input other than the depth map, which I think we turned off. Aha. But it also makes these round shapes. Rectangles with round corners. What does it understand here? Try conditioning. What? Try conditioning concatenation. Separate the two prompts and concatenate the conditioning rules. I don't know what you mean by that, to be honest. This result is pretty cool though. Do we have the no, this is off. Is it by accident that these rooms look the same as kind of the same as I drew them? I'm confused. It might still use the image even though the denoise is at 1 though. Let's try another one. Ah, okay, that was just like pure coincidence. What happens if I use... I don't think I have too many SDXL models here for this. Oh, we have Kenny. We don't have depth map. We have Kenny. I didn't think about that. XL open post. What else do we have that XL? Depth, Kenny. We only have these three right now. And I don't think Kenny is going to help here much. But it was it turned on? I think it was turned on, right? Let's try depth. Depth, there we go. Squirsicle. Let's see what this says. No. Depth map completely fails, so that's not it. Okay. Let's try this again. Is that actually a shape? Is that an actual shape? Oh! I didn't know that that is an actual word. Ah. Okay, so this with these maps doesn't work at all. Let's turn that off. Bypass. Okay. Ah! I'm zoomed in too much, sorry. What are we going to do here? Ah, there we go. Let's see what we get from that. Oh, that actually works. Wow. I'm using a 4080 GeForce. That actually worked. Pretty cool. Very nice. So now let's make this a little bit lower here. So we have the image input, because the one thing that didn't work so far is the image input. So now it's already failing again. And if I go lower here, 0.9. Let's go even lower, 0.8. Interesting. It's not picking up on that. We could technically build like a simple shape in Blender and then use it as a depth map input, but that might be too much for now, because I actually wanted to do like something with portraits. Let's go 0.7 just for the fun of it. Okay. The only thing I don't like about that is the closer you go to the image, the less like nice the art style is going to be. Even though it creates some pretty cool stuff. It might also be the problem that the rooms that I created are in this kind of like blue, and that might confuse the AI. So maybe let's try this again. Make a new shape here. And then go with a brighter gray. Maybe also make it a little bit easier for the AI. And then go with a little bit of a darker gray. This is too much on the corner. Okay, let's bring this over here. Good. Export. New 7. Let's see if this is giving it kind of a better idea. Maybe the rooms are also too much split apart, what I'm creating here. Oh, okay. So that works a lot better. It was really down to the kind of strange shapes that I'm using. That is crazy. Interesting. It's still very not so clean from the art style. This gives us the round shapes again. Let's go higher here, 8.5. The icons from iOS are squarecircles. Aren't the icons from Android also squarecircles right now with the round corners? America. That's a what now? Okay, there we go. Maybe you should create a grid just to find the sweet spot for the parameters. That might be good, yes. Yes, that's true. You can do that. Yeah, not in this video specifically, but let's make another one here. Interesting. You know what? I want to try one more thing before we go back to portraits. Let me put this in here. So I thought maybe, let's rasterize this. I could cut out some of these shapes. To use this to make basically like a custom building, you know. Let's try this real quick. I just want to see if that works. Or if it works better, you know, because then you can like just build like a Lego building block set of these kind of shapes. Wait, is this adding? No, this is 1 second. And just build your own building any way you want. Okay, let's do it just with these. For example, maybe I push the whole building a little bit. Oh no, we don't have to. Let's make it a little bit smaller. This one here. And then we put this. Ah, it doesn't work with the because of the perspective. I'm stupid. We do have a perspective tool here though. Well, if I knew what to do now, that would be much better. I think that looks kind of better, doesn't it? No, it's the same as. Isn't that the same as before? The same as before, right? Am I stupid? Man, I have lost so much skill by using AI. I don't even know what to do. Let's line this up. Oh, because I can't adjust them individually. And if I use this other tool here, Mesh Warp, this is probably going to bend it, right? Yeah, this is going to bend it. It's not keeping straight lines. Yep, that's... Yeah, let's leave it like that. Make it a little bit bigger. It looks stupid, I know, but never mind right now. Let's just like play around with these shapes a little bit. Maybe I flip this shape here, horizontal. Put that on here, like so. I just want to see if it works. And then maybe I remove that part from behind because that's a little bit in the way. Give me white, there we go. Maybe also remove this part here. Okay, let's just see how well that works as an input. New 8. Ah, okay. That's kind of cool. Aha. Let me try one more thing. Let me move all of that. Oh, I need the image though. Okay, we need the image, copy. Okay, so what I want to do now is I make a palette up here. 1 second. Give me a brush. So we need this value for that side. And then we need this value for that side. Let's make a little bit darker value here. I can't even see the value. 1 second. Can't see it. There it is. Okay. Brush, where are you? There we go. This is the other value. And then we take this value from this side. And then we take this value. Is this darker? It's a little bit darker. Maybe make it a little bit more dark. Oop, that was wrong. From here, go with this. That was too much on the top. There we go. And then I take also green. Okay, so now I have my values. I can start brushing. Let's make this thing here black. 1 second. There we go. Okay. And then maybe give me a different color background. Oh, this is pixel. Because that is very close to this. Maybe I should change that a little bit. 1 second. Let me pick that again. And then just make it a little bit darker. Is this not the brush? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. 1 second. Oh, now it's almost the same as the other one. Ah! Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's try this real quick. You know what? I have another idea. Is that helpful? It looks very confusing. It might be helpful. Okay, let's copy this over. Put this here. There we go. Okay, 1 second. I want to lock this. And now we can technically, if I'm not completely stupid, we can paint with this. The color selection is a little bit painful, but maybe I can just click up here. That might be easier. Give me a brush. Yes, I need to blend this. There we go. Okay. This is the bright brush? No. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I can have this. And I can go like this. And then I can go like this. And I can go like this. It's not very clean, but never mind that. And then let's go like this maybe. And we go like that. Make this a little bit longer. Maybe drag this out here. Oh, wow, this is going very high. I didn't want to do that. Oh, actually, wait a second. Why is... Oh no, I painted on my grid. I'm an idiot. I thought I locked the grid. Okay, we already fucked up the grid. Let's put a box here. And then go like this. Maybe make this a little bit longer so it's sticking out. Oh, this is already going all over the place. Put some plants here. And now I have the grid in the thing. Ah, fuck, I can't even use that. I have to restart because I put it on the grid. I'm such an idiot. 1 second. Redo. Okay. Why, if I lock this, I can still paint on that? How is that possible? Multiply. Is this the right color? It's the wrong color, right? Okay, wait a second. I have to redraw this real quick. Or something similar. Which hopefully is not on the grid now. Just give me a moment here. We're gonna do it quick. And then let's go up here. Okay. Put some grass stuff here. And maybe here, maybe there. And then maybe we drag this out here. Oh, wait a second. Maybe we make this with a wood box here. Like so. And now we have nothing on top. Let's go like this. And we don't have anything on top here. Let's go like that. Maybe if I put this here, it might become a window or something like that. Let's see. Turn off the grid. Let me put some here. Like so. And then one here. So this is kind of a front. And then maybe we put this as a roof or something like so. How does that look? Let's try it. I don't know. Let's try it. This is new 8. Nope, we already have new 8. Okay, new 9. Okay, sorry. Let's look at the chat. What's that? And then we go back to portraits because actually I want to do portraits today. Sorry for that. Oh, I have my color thing in here. Ah, God. 1 second. Let me turn this off. Let me turn this off. Let me export this again. Exportus. Yes. Okay. Go back here. Go back. Go forward. That didn't work. Let's load this. Let's load that. That did work. Okay, cool. So let's see. Is it Photoshop? No, this is called Affinity Photo. Hey, look at that! Wow, and it's even like kind of close to the original style. That is pretty cool. It kind of worked, huh? Wow. Not too bad. Not too bad. That is actually a win, I would say. Let's make this higher here from the float, from the denoise. No, that's going a different direction. Okay, let's stick with 0.8. I mean, that's also cool. If it would have that quality, I would be more happy with it. Maybe we can itch our way closer to it. 8.7, let's see. No. I mean, it's also cool. Not exactly what I was looking for. But I'm pretty sure, like, if you would do like a 3D input, should we go more with this or go back to the portraits? Because I kind of want to try with Blender now, but I also don't want to. Isometric, yeah, right. Isometric game asset creator. That's pretty cool. Or like for graphic novels or stuff like that, right? You can create some cool stuff. But it's very unprecise. I think you have to work through the process to get this better. It should... I don't know. I think if this would be a depth map on top of it, and you can also like color it, that might be interesting, right? Pepper random texture on smoothness confuses. Ah, yeah. Let's put some noise on there. Make a new layer. Add some noise here. Add noise. This might be better. Export. This is new 10. Ooh, that looks groovy. Okay. Let's load this. Blender. Yeah, Affinity Designer has that, right? I don't understand why they don't put more of the features from Affinity Designer into Affinity Photo. I think that would help a lot. But of course they want to sell like these 3 different software tools. Strangely enough, now it looks even less than the image. Let's go lower here with the denoise. Did it crash? Why didn't it do a new image? Ah, there we go. I mean, it's somewhat close. 7.5. Aha. Pretty cool. Concrete. That'll definitely do something. What would do something? A random texture. Ah, look. So, White painted metal hull. Okay, let's see. Add a shadow. Ah, yeah. If I like, that's true. If we have the denoise too low, it needs kind of more detail in the drawing. It's interesting that now also this is turning isometric, even though we don't have it in the prompt, just based on the grid I used for the painting. So that's very interesting that this is happening, right? Let's go a little bit higher again, 0.8. But the one thing I don't really like is that it can't have the art style and the like sticking to my input and the art style at the same time. It's either or, you know? Noise on green needs to denoise the vegetation. Noise on the whole image creates roundness in that checkpoint, and it seems to think noise on green needs to denoise the vegetation. Interesting. But I mean, it works somewhat. You can get some pretty interesting variations from that. And if you go, oh, wow, that is cool. Look at that. That's a floating building. Look at that. I have to zoom in a little bit more here. Look at this. That is a floating building. How cool is that as a concept? This is what I like about AI. Like if you're an artist, you have the skill and then you like need for like you're searching for new ideas. And then it does this kind of random stuff here where you end up with this kind of concept. That is pretty cool. Conditioning combining might help with that on the prompt side at least. But with what is conditioning combining? I don't know how that works. I don't know what you mean by that, conditioning combining. Like down here, what do I do here? Trailing comma, replace underscore, exclude tags. I use the I'm using the IP adapter for style transfer. And then the plus model down here. We could also maybe try a different model though. This has high strength. We have the VidG model for medium strength. So there is different options. We could actually try a different model. Let's try the VidG model, even though it worked pretty well so far. If I overlay then on top, can I open this? Yes, there we have it. Okay. Also interesting. So this is mid strength now. But it's also nice. It's a little bit of a different art style though. But I mean the experiment kind of worked in the sense that you can draw some shape and it will kind of stick to the shape. We could use a scribble input. That would also be helpful. STXL scribble model. Scribble no. Ah yeah, control net. Model. Download. Is this it? No. This is probably not for STXL, right? Is T to I adapter the same? Do I not have that? I thought I had. 1 second. Oh no, I don't have that here. Ah, probably because this is the control net folder. The ComfyUI folder. Oh, it's very small. Okay. FP16. Let's try this one here. Where does this go though? Models, checkpoints, control net. That sounds good. There's nothing in here though. 1 second, let me see. It's control net? No. So what's in here? 1 second. Models. Where did I put the models? 1 second. Kenny. Let me switch to the on-air thing here real quick. Let me search my drive real quick. It's in models control net. Oh, automatic 1111. Interesting. Okay, let's download this into Automatic 1111 models, ControlNet. There we go. Save. And this is for what? For Sketch. Scribble. Refresh. It doesn't show up though. That's not good. Call up. Do I have to load the complete thing again? Oh shit. 1 second, let me close this. Is it downloaded already? 1 second, I will be with you in a moment. Man, I have so many folders. Control that. Ah, it has a different name. Ah, and I already closed it. Okay, 1 second. Switch again. Can someone explain to me why, when they put some stuff on Hugging Face, why can they not give their model the model name? Why does it have to be Diffusion PyTorch model? Or just model? Why does it not have this name down here? I don't understand that. What's the necessity for this to have that name? That is so strange and it's so confusing. Is it in here now or not? There it is. If that works now, I don't know. Oh, we can see. Let's see. Bypass. Turn this on. Maybe we get an error message. I don't know. Oh, it has to load the model again. 1 second. Let me see here. Models ControlNet. Yeah, for me, it's always like it might be in Automatic 1111. It might be in the ControlNet. Yeah, it didn't have the right name. And now it's probably loading the checkpoint. IP adapter loader. Blah, blah, blah. So does it work? Or do we get an error? Ah, interesting. Okay. What the hell is this? I never used this, to be honest. Let's try this again. We get this? What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Ah, that's better. Oh. Huh. Well, it looks like modern art. Set it to 0.5. I'm pretty sure I'm using this wrong. Yeah, but why is the torch model named default? Why is it not named after the... That's actually pretty cool. Why is it not named after the actual model that it's supposed to be? Because then you have to rename it. So why don't they rename it for you when you download it? You know what I mean? I mean, they can keep it in a different name on their drive if they want to, for maybe the processing reasons or whatnot. But why don't they make it easier for the users by just renaming it before they upload it to Hugging Face? I mean, it gives more, it sticks more to the thing. By the way, let's put, now we can put the float higher, 0.9. Ah, with the demo workspace, really? And now it doesn't work anymore. Huh, interesting. Wait, let me set this to 1, and then we set this also to 1 and see what happens. Set this to 0.8. Ooh. I mean, that's a cool style. Has nothing to do with it, but it looks really nice. Interesting. Huh. I think, I don't think the control node is working correctly. It's doing something it shouldn't do. Pretty sure about that. And this is why we get these kind of strange results. And now it doesn't apply anymore. So something is wrong. Diffusion PyTorch model assigned as a variable default. Ah, interesting. Okay, so there is lots of reasons for that. Okay, so that, I don't know, this is probably not giving the AI any kind of useful information for that. Huh, interesting. But the results are pretty cool nonetheless. So that's a nice thing here. The results are pretty interesting. Shall we go back to portraits? Cross-run finishing with the program. Oh, okay, I already named that. Should we go back to portraits, or what should we do? For example, if you wanted to run a diffusion model as if it was intended using diffuser scripts, it would want all the file names as such in the specific folder structure. Ah, interesting. Okay. Yeah. We can go back to playing, because I actually wanted to play with photo portraits, not with this. But this is also very interesting. Let's set this back here. Where's the Kenny thing here? Set this to 0.7 maybe. Okay. We just closed the repo for a diffuser script. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, so this was a very interesting experiment. I think you can go a lot deeper if you figure out the workflow on how to do that. But actually, I wanted to play around with these kind of different art styles today and create something based on that, and then maybe do for example stuff like this. Ah! Okay, no music. Because that yesterday was really interesting. It was a lot of fun to create that. Do we have this but as a portrait? Watercolor portrait? The problem is now, this, you see, like one of the problems with AI is that if you search for actual like artistic works, it's becoming really difficult to actually find them because there is so much AI stuff now, especially on Pinterest. And kind of like a filter adjustment would be nice in that regard, where you can say, yes, but show me stuff that is AI created or not AI created, you know? Even though for a style input it's not that important, but you know, like in general, it makes it more difficult. That's also pretty cool. But again, I'm not sure if AI can do that, if it's fading like that. Maybe if you have like the prompt, you probably have to experiment a lot with the prompt. But if you have like this style transfer, that I kind of shouldn't be necessary. Oh, that's also a cool style. We can try that. That kind of should not be the thing. By the way, I just thought about something. Would we get a better result if we use a black and white image as an input? Let's try that real quick. Or just like write portrait. Let's try this, and then we desaturate it. Yeah, right. Like a lot of pages is becoming more and more AI. Another problem is, especially on stock pages, I think they should have a legal obligation to market because for the people who buy the images, it should not be on the customer to figure out if there might be a problem in the image or not. And that is one of the problems is like you might have an image that looks very, very real, but then at the same time, there might be some errors you can't see and you don't know what to look for if you don't do AI stuff every day. And so basically it's on the customer to figure out these kind of problems, and I don't think it should be on the customer. All right. Let's render this again. Because if you make an ad, you know, for your company, and then everybody's making fun of you because the model has 6 fingers, but you didn't even know that stuff like that is possible, that's not a good situation, you know. Something, okay, this is not uncanny. That's why this is not working. The older results, yeah, probably, yes, that's a good idea. Right. Okay, so this, 1 second, let's open this up. This is the result that we get from a color image. And now we open this up and we will desaturate this. Oh, this is the image. Okay, let's close this, open. It crashed. Okay, that's nice. Not now. Open. Okay, let's desaturate this. And see what we get from that. This is new 11. Very nice naming today. Why do I even write new? I could just write 11. That makes no sense. Okay. So if we have this as an input, I actually should use the same. Let me fix the seed number over here. Fixed. And then we have to do the other one again, of course. Actually, let's cancel this and then render it again. So we have a new seed, basically. So this is with the black and white input. I'm not sure why it makes these stripes up here. Let's open this separately. Close this. And now let's do this again with the color image. Okay, that's already finished. So this is with the color image, and this is with the black and white image. And this is the art style that we are using. Let's put this over here. This is the art style. This is with the black and white, and this is the color image. I feel like the black and white image is sticking more to the style of the original painting. And you can see like it's adding here and down there. You have the brown skin. So there is more photographic elements in there, right? Interesting. Let me see what happens if we have a stronger contrast on here. So basically we have less detail, but more focus on the darker details, basically. Let's see what this does. Let's just call it 12 now. Why do I even type new? Okay, let's render this again. Okay. Interesting. What do you think? So this is with high contrast now. Is that... Ooh, my chat is gone. There's my chat. Comfy has a desaturation node. Yeah, but then I can't see it. I would really wish, like for ComfyUI, to have live preview on some nodes, like color adjustment and things like that, where you can directly see, without having to render it, without having to bypass nodes or stuff like that, you can directly see the result that you're getting. Oh. Let me try by making a new layer. Put this below, and then we make less strength here. So we have it like this, maybe. Maybe that helps it to have just like vague, more vague values in there, right? Let's see. But maybe it gives it more freedom to the model, you know? Do you feel like that's better? Let me open this up. So this is the new one here. This is the one from before. This is the one with the color input. And I don't even remember. Ah, this is the desaturated one. Wait. So this is the color input. This is the desaturated input. This is the high contrast input. And this is the low, like high contrast but low opacity input. Kind of brings the colors down here. They're still there. It's interesting that, well, actually, it's no, the braids are colored in all 4 images. Interesting. It's interesting that here it melts more into the background. You see? Like here, you have this kind of like, but the hair is completely there. It's separated from the background, and here it kind of melts more into the background. You see here like how this is like floating into the background. That's really interesting. Let me see if we go even lower here from the opacity. So we just like have just a smidge of an idea. Go like this. Export. Call this 13 basically. No, 14. Okay. Have an input from here. Let's render this again. This is all using the same seed, by the way. Same seed, same settings. Ah, okay. Now we are at a point where we probably need a different input image for the Canny map, because the Canny map can't pick up on the details anymore. So we would need to have like 2 inputs. Interesting. Let me go back to the image we had before and set the denoise value to 1. Which then shouldn't really take the image into consideration, but it still might. I have like the feeling like in ComfyUI, even if you turn it off, it doesn't completely ignore the image input. So this is this. This is very similar, right? Oh, it's the exact same image. With and without the image input, it's the exact same output. That is interesting. So this is only the scribble that's doing that stuff? Wait. Let me load this image again and see what we get from that. Should be this one. It's the same image. What the hell? Ugh. So the image input has nothing to do with it? Or did I disconnect that? Am I stupid right now? What's going on here? No, this is connected here. Ugh. Well, that's surprising. Wait, and let me set this to 0.8. And then use the weaker image. But why? Huh? Ah. Oh. That's interesting. So now we have this output. And when we use this image, what do we get here? Wait, I'll put this a little bit over here so I can see it better. Oh. Uh-huh. Interesting, interesting. Wait, let's go to the chat real quick. 1 second. Hi, Pauls. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Model version. Revision model. But why all the extra steps when we can use the revision control net? Huh. Well, the extra steps is so you can have like control over what you're doing, you know? Like pushing one button is not actual, you know, an actual process you go through. It might be convenient to you at the moment to push one button, but the problem with that is everybody else can push a button. Nobody is going to pay you for a button or be impressed because you pushed one button. You know, that's not how you can build something for yourself. There we have a remission model. Anime. So figuring out like a process that might be more complex. This is not very complex what I'm showing you right now, but like figuring out a more complex process is something where at a certain point you have something that nobody else has, right? Revision. What does revision do? And what kind of pre-processing do I use for that? $3.4 gigabytes. Same image, fixed seed. Yes. So I'm kind of surprised. If you have a high denoise that, I mean, of course it makes sense if you have a very high denoise. It wouldn't take into consideration the image. But, I don't know. (0.85) gives the same result as 0.8. I'm very confused right now. This is so interesting. Aha, then it takes less color. Wait, let's take the image that is this? Oh no, this is the image that's just desaturated. Let's see. Because I thought like if it's desaturated, you have less like input from the original color. It makes it kind of muted though from the colors, right? We can maybe put down here vibrant colors. Vibrant colors. Made it a little bit more vibrant. I'm late. Yeah, sorry. Late times. It's yeah, it's late here too. That's true, yes. Let's take the color input again to see a difference here. I think I'm nerding out too much over this right now. And yeah, I mean, you can see how much this is picking up on the color, though, if you make it colored. Take the image from before again. 1 second, one more time. They have a new upscaler. Well, they probably built in ComfyUI. I mean, what else would they use, right? On Leonardo. I guess they just like build a complex thing, a complex workflow to get this kind of upscaler, right? And what if we save this now and use that as an input? 1 second, let me see, because that is often like an interesting. By the way, I just had another idea what we could do with this. Oh, okay. Didn't expect that. That's probably based on the control net, though. Control net is at 1. Let's set this to 0.6. See what we get from that. And by the way, we are still using VD14 down here, so it's still adding all these kind of words to the prompt. We could bypass that too and see what we get from that. Maybe that has a huge influence on that. Let's bypass this real quick. Oh, and now it doesn't have the input. There we go. No, didn't work. Didn't change too much. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, but let me try one thing here. Wait, I need to have this image here. Yeah, let me take this image here. Make a new one here. And then I want to have this in a different style. I'm pretty sure this is not going to work. I just want to try it anyways. Let's try this one. Oh, we still have the same input. 1 second. Also interesting, okay. 1 moment. It's also pretty cool. Very nice result. Oh, come on now. Let's not annoy me like that. Come on. Just give me the result I want. Am I crazy right now? What is going on here? Does this have to be more? Why something is off right now? 1 second. I just want to have like this input we had before. I could just like copy it over, by the way. What in the name is going on right now? Ah. Does it work now? You know, back then we changed the model and that changed how much it can apply the style. So this probably had a huge influence on the result we get from the actual comparison between the different images. Anyways, so I want to copy this on here, and then, and I'm very sure this is not going to work, but I want to try it anyways. I want to go here half. And I want to see if I can do that or not. I know you can do it with masks, but that's not the idea here. I want to see if it like understands, oh, the left side and the right side have different styles. Because that's also like a stylistic choice, right? To have the left and the right side different. So let's see if this is working or not. If it's a half-half image, that would be interesting. No, that doesn't work. Interesting. You think maybe because the styles are too close to each other? Let's put the photo in here. But I don't think this is how the style node works. So this is probably not going to work at all. You would have to mask it out and then apply different style IPA adapters to different areas of the image. And then it would work. Let's go 16 here. Let's see. You need to start using, yeah, you absolutely should start using ComfyUI because there's so much more stuff you can do. Huh, interesting. It worked a tiny little bit, not really, but a tiny little bit. So basically you have to create masks and then just apply to the mask. Huh. Interesting. You see, like here you have an attention mask. You can input that. So basically the way it should work, if I'm correct, is you go like this. Hello. There we go. And then you go like this. You make this black. Export. Let's call this AT for attention. And then load image. Convert image to mask. There we go. And then we put that here. And now it should apply the style only to one side. Which now we still have that image, so that's probably going to work. 1 second. Let me find the style input again, this one. Did I do that correctly? I hope so. There we go. So now basically you have applied it to one side of the, not really actually. It's kind of blurry. It's very strange. I thought it would be like just a straight line in the middle where it's only applying the style to that part but not to the other part. Green, blue. Interesting. You can also like paint a mask here. Gotta be honest, I'm not using masks too much, so but now we can like connect this directly here. We don't need that step. Let's see if that works better. What's the time, by the way? Oh, okay. No, did work. It worked the same way. So yeah, interesting. But it's a cool method. You can do stuff with that. And you can also like, for example, let's go in here again. Clear. You can also make a different mask. You know, you can go like this. Doesn't matter. So that might also be interesting, like having like the mask more just over the eyes or stuff like that. And the cool thing is, of course, you can combine that afterwards in a photo software. That's actually a pretty cool output. That's actually very nice. So you can of course load the image here. It doesn't matter what is in here because you're only exporting the mask at that point. And then you can decide where you want to have that. So you can say, hey, I wanted to have it just here on the face elements, stuff like that, and create interesting works like that. And I think a lot of like future art is going to be like that, where you figure out like interesting ways to use AI and then just make interesting stuff with that. Look at that. That's pretty amazing, huh? That's very nice. I feel like it kind of like impacts a bit too much of the image. By the way, another thing you can do here, and I never remember what the node name is. Blend, combine. What is the node name for combining two images? Normal? But I need a mask for that, right? Let's write mask here. Or can I, 1 second, let me try that. Oh, I don't know what the name of the node is though. There's a node that goes in between. Image composite masked. Ah, that sounds good. Let's try this. So we use this as the source, and then, oh, we still need the in-between thing. Oh no, we don't need the in-between thing. 1 second. We go here, destination, and then we use the mask from down here, and then we put this as preview. That should maybe work. Oh yeah, no. Oh, it's the wrong way around. 1 second. This has to be this, and this has to be this. There we go. So now this is basically put onto the original image. By the way, let me put this in gray values and see what we get from that. Oh, interesting. Huh. For some reason, this is making it very dark. By the way. Okay. Vibrant colors, that's why. Orange background. What does the chat say? 1 second. The download model should be free of Stable Diffusion 3. Wait, do you mean Stable Diffusion 3 or Stable Diffusion 3D? So SD3 should be free to download when they release it. However, if you want to use it for commercial stuff, you still have to pay them, which I feel is okay because you make money off that. They invested millions of dollars into that. So why should you not pay for using their technology, right? So that makes, for me, that makes complete sense to have it like that. Yeah, the combination doesn't look as good as the stuff that is happening here. So this is actually much, much better. It can do some pretty cool stuff. And of course, by the way, don't forget about, you can actually use multiple IP adapters in different zones if you want to, right? This is what we can also try right now. Let's do this real quick. We actually have a second IP adapter down here. So let's load this with the other style, for example, with this style. And then Let's do it the same as before. 1 second. Mask editor. Clear. And by the way, I think a lot of people are confused by that. Open source in no way means free. This has nothing to do with free open source. Open source means that the source is open. This is the only thing it means. It does not mean you have to get it for free. You can sell open source stuff. There's no how can I say? I don't know what I want to say, but you know what I mean. So yeah. Oh, we need to do this. We need to have this a second time. 1 second. Mask editor. And then put this here. Save note. So now we should be able to render both of these styles. Let's set this also to 1.25. And then let's render. Reactor face swap. You could do that, maybe. But like I said, it's not specifically the task of this to recreate the face completely. It's more about like the artistic things you can do with that. That worked. Look at that. So now we have like two different styles of painting in the same image. We have watercolor on the bottom, and it kind of spills a little bit into the braids here with the blue style from above. But we do have the watercolor style below. Actually, let's try here this other style that I used yesterday. Don't even know where I have that. Ah, there it is. Okay. By the way, one thing I figured out is if you want to apply the style to a portrait, the image input also has to be a portrait, because otherwise it's not going to work, which is interesting. It's a little bit strange, but yeah. If you just, because I thought I can just use like just a sample of a painting style, like for example a landscape or something, but that does not work. Which is interesting that you can't do that. Okay. Oh, haha, I didn't change the image here. Sorry, forgot about that. You can invert the mask. Oh yes, I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's a good point. You can invert the mask and then you don't have to draw it again. That's true. Absolutely. That's a very good point. Yes, there's a node inversion where you can do that. Interesting. We could actually try that. 1 second, because that gives us, it makes us faster and more experimental. 1 second. Invert mask. There we go. So we can take it from here. Put it in here, and then I can go in here and, oh no, I didn't want to do that. 1 second, clear. Let's paint out the face. So we get one in one style and then the rest in the other style. Save node. Let's try that real quick. And personally, I feel like this is where AI is getting really interesting, when you can do stuff like that, where you can actually like create artistic ideas, artistic concepts, right? This is also nice. Oh, that's the wrong one. Wait, which? This is the outside. Okay, this is the outside. And I think we are slowly also seeing like artistic works which go far beyond of what AI can do. especially if they include like different medias, right? If you're really good with 3D, or you're really good with like I don't know, After Effects, stuff like that, and can animate that, or can make a games with that, or stuff like that, where people do more than just creating these kind of images, then it becomes like more interesting, the stuff you can do with that. This is not so good. 1 second. Let me try this by changing that and make this stripe again. I like the concept of the stripe. That was kind of nicer, like so. And also another element, of course, is like the artistic skill you already have. Not the drawing skill, but the, come on, the creative skill, you know? Of like the ideas you have and stuff like that. That's probably the hardest part, to get the artistic, actual creative ideas to have, which you can train. Most of art is not... because people always say, this person is so gifted, but it's not true. Like, actually being gifted is not a benefit. It's a downside. It's better if you're not gifted and have to work through the process, because then you learn the process, rather than being gifted and then getting lazy on your giftedness and not being able to progress. And this is what you see in a lot of people when they start out young, and show a lot of like being very good at drawing, being very good at creativity, stuff like that. If they are left alone with this, because everybody thinks, hey, they're already good, they don't need any more training, they will fall behind very quickly. As soon as the other people have a skill that goes beyond the basic skill of doing stuff, they will not be able to keep up with the other people who put in all of the work of understanding and learning and exercise and stuff like that. Because even if you're gifted, you need experience, and you need just like you being trained in creativity, you know. You can't just do it on your own. It doesn't work like that, you know. And also like good art means you react to something, right? You react to the culture you're in, to the surrounding, to the time, things like that. And if you don't do that, and you don't know how it's done, and if you don't know how it has been done in the past, you will have a very, very hard time to create anything of value, because you don't have any connection, you don't have any understanding of what is actually going on, right? So the people who are good, they might be gifted, especially if they are on the top tier. You still need giftedness on the top tier, because you can't do everything with work. But most of the people who are really good at what they do, they learned it as a process. They are not gifted in it. They have a combination of I like it, I like to do it, and I like to learn it, right? And that's the thing that's more important, that you enjoy doing it and you like to learn new things and get better at them, right? Okay, let's before I talk too much, let's find some other style here maybe. And all these kind of rules and stuff, you can learn all of that, right? You can even ask like ChatGPT or something, how do you get started to learn about art? And he will give you some good like hints and stuff like that. Composition and the science of color and all these kind of things on how it works, the rules on how to create stuff. And that is going to help a lot to actually create interesting ideas, interesting things. And I mean, one of the huge, like the better benefits that I found in going to art school, because you can learn a lot of stuff online, is that you can actually talk to other people about art, about their concepts, stuff like that. And the thing is, like, actual artists have a very, very... My mouse is stuck to the background. Ah, there it goes. Wow, this looks actually pretty interesting. Everyday common people have a very different idea of what artists and artists do. It's a completely different world. So if you don't talk to actual artists and understand why they do art and how they do art, you will probably not understand what art is about, and because of that have like this kind of beauty art. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of skilled people, and then they like they do really good work, but then they don't get into art school and they don't understand why. And it's because it looks nice, but art is not about nice. That's stupid. You know, art is about like creating interesting art, but art is a conversation. With like a global conversation about the concepts of what art can be and where art should go. It has nothing to do with beauty. It has nothing to do with entertainment. It has nothing to do with making you feel nice. All of this is a thing that can be part of it, but it's not a core element of that. Not at all, you know? And so like a lot of people think, hey, I need to like paint nice or stuff like that. That's not a point. Nobody cares about that. The reason for that is, like for example, I think it's easier to understand when you think about music. If you make music and the only thing you like to do is like to please people with your music and make nice music that makes people happy, that's nice. You can make pop music with that. You can find some success with that. But artistically, it's incredibly boring because the only thing you do is like please people and make them happy. That's not evolving anything. That's not moving anything forward. If you don't go to the edges and try to find something new and do stuff that maybe some people might not like, you don't do something new, you know? You're not going to the edges of things, you know. You do pop culture, which is kind of nice, but yeah, it's just that it's like a Big Mac. Do we find something else here that might be interesting to combine that? Maybe this one. It's a little bit more line art style, you know. And that's the kind of thing you learn on the art school, because they question you a lot about the things you're doing and why you're doing them. And then you kind of realize, oh shit, the kind of stuff, the kind of ideas that I have, they are very juvenile or very naive. They don't have to do anything with actual like artistic expression. And then you rethink, you know, that's kind of a different thing. You can make stable animation with SD3. I'm pretty sure they will. Wow, that's interesting. I'm pretty sure they will add some. Of course, you will be able to make animation, because that's one of the major things to do with AI, right? I also, by the way, I thought about doing maybe the animation thing today in the live stream. Maybe we can do that next time. Answer is like, if you're not talking to actually AI experts, you don't understand what it's about either. Well, yeah, but if you talk to AI experts, it's more about the technicalities behind what it is. While with art is, most people think art is like just nice things to look at, and it's not. Which of course there's different styles of, there's different ways to do art. Like most of art is applied arts, like design, photography, architecture, fashion, stuff like that. And a big part of that is to please people, because you want to sell something and you want to create a product that can be actually used, right? You can't make a house where people can't live in. But art doesn't have that, because art has only the purpose of being art. There's no other purpose to art. There is no, art is not clothing, art is not a house, art is not a bottle you have to drink out of. It's just something that you look at, and that's it. It's like a novel, basically, or like poetry. In poetry, you can do anything. If you write a manual for a camera or for your, I don't know, for software, as a manual, it has to function. So you can't be artistic about a manual. But if you write a poem, you can write whatever you want. It doesn't have to be nice. It doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to be entertaining. You just express yourself through the poem, right? And also, like, if you do it, at a certain point, you will ask yourself, what am I actually doing here, right? How, like, if everything is just nice, why can't I go a step further? Why can't I do it differently? Why can't I, like, you know, explore different ways of what could a poem be, right? Or a novel. What could a novel be? What could a film be? What could music be? Stuff like that. And then people come up with new concepts, right? Anyways, we can actually, let's put some shapes here. The good old shape thing. Like, this is one of the easiest thing to make stuff look like art, is to just put abstract shapes on it. Because first of all, it looks like art, because you have seen that a lot of times before. And then the other thing is people can like put their own ideas on top of that. So because you think it looks like art, you kind of imagine, hey, it could mean this and that. And then, yeah, the brain will just fill in the gaps, basically. So that's kind of an easy trick to make things look more artistic, is by just put some random stuff on it. Let's see if this even works. 16, 17. But you can learn about all of these kind of things, right? If you want to. So don't be discouraged by the idea of having to have some kind of giftedness. That's nonsense, giftedness. The only place where the giftedness actually matters is, oh, it didn't pick up on that at all. Oh, because we don't have this in here. The only place where it matters that you are gifted is if you want to be in the top 1%, 0.5%. If you want to go there, you need giftedness and very hard working on top of that, right? The rest you can go to a very, very high level without any giftedness at all, but just understanding the rules. All right. There we go. That blew up. Okay, interesting. Maybe for that we need the color image. Might be. But it's still cool. It's different, you know? It has some kind of different thing in there. So that's interesting. Maybe we make it, but it's already red around that. So maybe if it's red, it's more interesting. I don't know. Oh, by the way, let's take the color photo. Let's see what this does. Is this, there we have the color adjustment. There we go. I wonder if this is picking up on that or not. Let me see. Interesting. It did not pick up on that. And also now the masks don't work anymore. Did I? Didn't change anything. Do the masks don't work anymore because we now have an image input? Can that be? 0.9? Oh, no, that's wrong. 0.9, there we go. Okay, that's strange. When I set it back to 1, it's probably not going to work at all. I wonder if it would work if we have this control net and then and then also the reference control net with the image. But probably this is going to disturb the style again. But that's the that is the annoying thing about IP adapter, is that it changes the image too much. It cannot just take the image information and then transform it into something new. You either get the image close to the image or you get close to the IP adapter. But you can't keep the image and get the IP adapter. That's the one thing I don't like about that. One second, what does the chat say? Regarding artists, what I was going to say basically is that it feels pretty rare when a piece of art, an image, music, novel, whatever, reaches the point where it causes you to reconsider things. Yes, that's true. I mean, that's kind of like also based on yourself, how you connect to the artwork or not. But of course, if the artwork has some more interesting perspective, that helps a lot, you know. You know One Punch Man? It's a very successful manga by an artist who basically don't know how to draw better than an 8-year-old child. Do you have an 8-year-old child that can draw on the level of One Punch Man? I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, that is, One Punch Man is drawn really nice. Maybe the guy behind it can't draw and end up like, I don't know. Do you mean this? You mean that? Or do you mean like the base sketches for the anime? You know? Because that is pretty good. If you can draw like that, you are very good. Oh, there are two guys. Okay. Well, you don't have to have the skill if you have someone who has the skill and you employ them. I mean, what is it called? Like, damn it. This guy, what is it called? George Lucas. I'm pretty sure George Lucas can't do anything 3D animation style or act or anything or like compose music. He just employs people who can, and then they make the movie for him. And he has the concept and the idea and the direction, but he doesn't make the movie, right? He just like tells them, hey, I like this, it should be like that, and then they make it for him. But that's a different job because he's a director, right? So it's always like it depends on who you are, what your job is. If your job doesn't need skill, you don't need skill. It's kind of like makes sense, right? You can work for a very good restaurant and not be a cook. Doesn't have, like, it's not connected in any way. Why need the revision model control net in your workflow to get the idea in the clip? Really? Okay, I have to check that out. Wait a second, I will write that down. I will try that out tomorrow. Revision model, control net. I will check that out tomorrow to see if that can improve the workflow. But yeah, I mean, you can do some cool stuff. I mean, this went away again stylistically from the input, so that didn't do exactly the same thing. I kind of feel like yesterday it was better with the input, but maybe because the input also was different. Let me take another shape here and just make here a red line on top of that, because that's more extreme, so probably the AI might see it better. Let's go like this, 1 second. No? What are you doing? Yeah, let's go like this. Good enough. Export. Where are we? 19. Let's see. By the way, the stream is kind of like already at the end. Oh, 2 hours. 2 hours 20. Okay, we're already basically at the end of the stream. Let me just put this in here and then see what we get. But that was a lot of interesting stuff happening with the building and stuff. Why is this not working today? I'm surprised by that. If we use the other input here, let's see what that does. Let's use this as an input. Oh, that's on the eyes now. Okay. It might also be because the IP adapter is set to 1.25. Let's set this to 1. And then set this also to 1. A little bit fiddling around needed. And also let's set this to randomized again. This might also have an impact. Wait, I just quickly want to try this. It's getting even worse. 0.6. I mean, it creates really interesting results with these two styles. I like that this is applied just to the face. The only thing I don't understand is why it doesn't take the line into consideration. I mean, the result is pretty cool. Something is off today. I don't know what it is. Right now, not today, sorry, but right now at this moment, something is off. Actually, let me load this real quick. 1 second. I just want to see what this is, because that might also be helpful for you. Results. So what is this using? What kind of values are you using here? 1.5. And this is at 1 with Kenny. So is it maybe just down to using 2 control nodes at the same time? This is at 0.9. Wait, this is at... Oh no, that's the correct one. This is at 0.9. And then maybe we bypass this stuff here so we don't need it. Let's turn this off too. One moment. These are the big miracles of AI, is like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. Wait 1 second. This is at 1 here. The result is pretty cool. It just doesn't have the line in the middle. Very interesting. I mean, here I have the line on both sides. Maybe that has an impact on that. That might be it. That might be it. That I looped it through and I put the line on both sides. We can try that actually. Why is the image not here? One moment. Copy image. Put that here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Export. This is 20 now. What the hell? Oh, there we go. So let's see. Does it work now? No. Strange. I don't know why that is right now. Something is not doing the thing it should do. As you can see, like yesterday works really. Let's just render this. Let's run this through and see what we get as a result here. It has the line. Strange, huh? Very strange. Does it have to do something? Ah, it might be with the prompt. I haven't changed the prompt in ages. What does it say down here? Okay, let's try the prompt. I mean, it's also like the other one is a blue line, so maybe that has an impact on that. No. Interesting. It worked here though. Even with the like the painting on the eyes and everything. .5 high strength. Yeah, we have that too. Ah, wait, this is running through here twice, so maybe we have to turn it off too. No. Interesting, interesting. Anyways, where's my chat? There's the chat. Okay. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Yesterday it worked like a charm. I think I changed just too much about everything. But yeah, I think we went through a lot of interesting situations. Let's go here to the other screen. There we go. Okay, my friends, we are at 2.5 hours almost. There we go. So yeah, that was pretty cool. What GPU do I have? I have a 4080 RTX from NVIDIA, which is pretty good. You don't necessarily need something that's so strong. And also, it might be better to have a graphics card with more VRAM, because then you can load bigger models. Even though the rendering might take a little bit longer time, but you can do more stuff with more VRAM. So sometimes it's really limited by that. But for the stuff that I do, I haven't really reached a limit yet on but at the same time, I don't load like 5 models at the same time, so it didn't really impact that. Anyways, it was really fun. The program is called Affinity Photo, and then the rendering UI that you saw is ComfyUI. There we go. That's it for today. Thank you very much, my friends. Hope to see you soon, and have a good night or a good day, depending on where you are. Thank you very much. Okay, bye. See you soon, my friends. Bye. Whoop, that's the wrong button. There we go.